an FSL teacher, so a French teacher with the school board. And I work right now as instructional coach along with Lori, who's with me, and she is assistant principal as well. And so today we're talking about French and the future of possibilities that French can offer your students, and the benefits of being able to stay in French from grade 9 and beyond. So French is one of the compulsory courses that students must take in grade 9. But then the beauty of French as well is that it can be added as to one of the groups. And so what this means is there are 3 different groups that students are required to get 1 credit from. And so in each of these French as a second language has been added as an additional compulsory credit option. And so for our students who have taken grade 9, that would go towards the grade 9 first credit of French. And if they would like to be able, or if they take grade 10 French, so a second course, then they can add it into one of these different groups. And so a maximum of 2 credits in French can count towards these compulsory credits, 1 from group 1 and 1 from either group 2 or group 3. And so this allows our students to be able to have more options and take that French course and still work towards their compulsory credits. We have 2 core French programs that we offer within the Ottawa-Carleton District School Board. The first is the core French program. And the goal of that program is to provide students with the fundamental communication skills in French and an understanding of the nature of the language and its culture. And so students will be able to, will be developing a usable command of the French language that can be expanded through further study or contact with French-speaking people. And a student who successfully completes the core French program, so grade 9 all the way through grade 12, is expected to have a basic level of proficiency in the French language. The other option that students have is the French Immersion program. And the aim of the French Immersion program is to develop and refine students' abilities to communicate in French, as well as to expand their knowledge of the language through the study of Francophone literature. And so by the end of the 4-year program, students will participate easily in conversations and discussions. They will also be able to take courses at the college or university level where French is the language of instruction, and they would be able to accept employment in which French is the working language. And so in grade 9, there are 3 de-streamed course options. So as mentioned, the FIF 1D, which is our grade 9 French, and the prerequisite would be 1,200 hours of French instruction. So what that means is a student has been in French immersion, so either early French immersion from grade 1 or middle French immersion from grade 4. They would have had the hours required for that. The second option is the FSF 1D, and that's the core French. And this course is appropriate for students who have studied in core French since grade 4. Many of our students will have studied in core French since grade 1, but for those who are transferring from a different school board, it's from grade 4 on. The last option is for students who have not studied in core French, so who have never taken French before, and this might be due to a variety of reasons, such as an exemption or a newcomer to Canada who hasn't taken French before. And so that option is the FSF 1O, and it's the open level. And so the pathways for each of these programs, there's the core French open pathway, which goes from grade 9 to grade 12, the core French pathway as well, which goes from the grade 9 all the way till grade 12, and the French immersion from grade 9 to grade 12 as well. And so some of these courses may not be offered at every single school, and it's really important to be able to check course offerings to see which are being offered at your school. We have 3 certificates that we offer students for completing French programs. The first is the core French certificate, and that's for a student who completes 4 core French language courses, including their grade 12 course. The extended French is a student who completes 7 French credits, 4 of which are in FSL courses, and 3 are for other subjects that are taught in French. So that could be our French immersion science, our French immersion geography, history, etc. And then the last is the French Immersion certificate, and that is a student who has completed 10 French credits, 4 of which are in language, so our FIF courses, and then 6 of which are the immersion courses, where the language of instruction is in French. And so some of the electives that we'll see in grade 9 are science, geography, business, technology. In grade 10, many offer the history, civics and careers, and science. In grade 11, that's where it gets very personalized to each school. And so some of the options around the school board are biology, anthropology, peer tutoring, regional geography, and in grade 12, world issues, fitness, politics, co-op. And so these just represent a small, or the variety of courses that are offered around the school board. Each school offers different electives. And so again, please return back to the course offerings to confirm which electives your school offers. And then just to show you a bit of an example of what a course planner might look like for a student who's aiming to receive their French immersion certificate. So they would be taking the French language course all the way through from grade 9 to grade 12. They would also have math all the way through, or sorry, English all the way through, and a math credit in grade 9, grade 10, and grade 11. And then many students will opt to take French immersion science in grade 9 and 10, as well as French immersion geography and history. Some will take an elective in tech or the arts or business in grade 9, and then another French immersion civics and careers in grade 10. And that allows them to be able to earn the 10 courses necessary for them to receive the French immersion certificate. Students who are registered in a grade 12 course are given the opportunity to challenge the DELF, and the DELF is the Diplôme d'études en langue française. And we offer 3 levels that students are able to challenge. The first one is the A2 level, and that is the easiest one that we offer here. The B1 level, and then the B2 level, which would be considered the hardest. And at each level, the proficiency is measured across the 4 competencies of listening, speaking, reading, and writing. And they're earning a diploma from the French Ministry of National Education that is an internationally recognized certificate that students are then able to use to prove their language proficiency, whether that be for employment purposes or on a resume. So that being able to have that certificate may open up a lot of doors for them. New this summer, we have a partnership with the Explore program. And so students who are going into grades 10, 11, and 12 in September 2023 can travel to another city in Canada to learn French, and through the completion of a language portfolio and an oral interview, students have the opportunity to earn 2 credits for a 3-week summer program. And one would be a French language credit, and the second would be a travel and tourism credit, and it is a French immersion credit. So students who are in the French immersion program have the opportunity to earn 2 French credits towards their immersion certificate. We're offering a parent session on December 13th at 7 p.m. If it's something that interests you or your student, there is a QR code there, and I do invite you to scan the QR code, and it will bring up the Google form in order to register for that session. And so during this time, students will take 3 to 4 weeks, travel to another city to be able to be immersed in language possibilities as well, and being able to earn 2 credits by participating in that program. So there is additional information. So there are some links here. So I'm hoping that you will be able to have the slides accessible as well to you. And it just goes over some of the DELF information at the OCDSB, the variety of programs. Those are the 2 programs that I talked about today, the French Immersion program and the Core French program. And Canadian Parents for French is always a great resource for any parents who are looking to support their child in learning French. Canadian Parents for French has a number of options there. So I want to thank you very much for your time today. I hope that you came away learning some new information about French. And I believe if you need to, you can use the chat. However, if not, you are more than welcome to head back, and it is break time. And you can go head to your next session. Thank you so much.
Is there a way to enable the chat to see if we get questions?
I do have the chat here that I can see.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Can I get access to it as well, please? Is that possible?
Oh, yes. So there was just someone who asked about the Q&A as well. So yes, I will post the program link as well. Just give me 1 second.
Thanks, Jess.
No problem. So there was another question about the cost for the summer 3-week French immersion courses. The cost is $250 as a registration fee. And then on top of that, you'll be required to pay for the transportation to that city, and any extra spending money or optional cultural activities. There are a variety of different cities that are available across Canada, most of them being French speaking cities. So I'll see if I can also put that in there for the chat. And I'll go into a little bit more detail with that with the parent session. But yeah. Okay.
Jess, someone is asking
Yeah.
if you can post the first slide again as well.
Yeah, so just go back to the first one there, this one. Perfect. Okay, so I think that one. So if someone could confirm with me too, whether the link to the Google form is in the chat. Can the grade 8 French immersion teacher recommend whether or not a child should continue in French immersion? No, there is not an average grade. There is not a guideline. It is completely you and your child's choice, whether they would like to continue in French immersion. I highly recommend it. I am a French immersion graduate myself. It's an incredible opportunity in order to be able to learn a second language, particularly in our city of Ottawa, where there is so many opportunities for that. But your child will be supported in grade 8 French immersion if that is a concern of yours. It is completely parent and student choice.
And supported in grade 9 as well.
Yes. I've already done the B1 tell. Does it change? No. It doesn't change difficulty, but you can, if you've already attempted the grade or the B1 test, then you can attempt the B2 in grade 12 and have that. And thank you very much for someone who let me know that the link is in the chat there. Perfect. Oh, you couldn't. Okay. No, if you've already attempted the grade, the B1 in grade 7, you should be able to, or you have the option to attempt the B2 even if you'd prefer in grade 12. But what you need to do in order to succeed or in order to pass the DELF, the expectations would be the same in grade 7 versus in grade 12. I'm not sure if I'm making sense on that one, but it's still the same test.
Just the subjects and the contents of the test would change from administration to administration.
Yes, thank you, Lori. Perfect, thank you. Lots of great questions here today. So it is break time. If you know where you're headed to next, you can head back to the original session there, or onto your next room as well. Thank you so much for coming today.